If you're planning to move to Dubai with your family, then this video is going to be extremely helpful for you, because in this video, I'm going to break down the exact requirements, the steps, the key considerations that you need to take, and what is the best approach that we take when we help investors move to Dubai along with their families. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. I would say if you're moving to Dubai with your family, then you are in a particularly different situation than just an investor who's moving themselves and their business to Dubai. Because certainly there are additional steps that you need to take in terms of getting the residencies for your family in addition to you, and then making sure that the timelines fit your immigration timelines, because you have to exit the country. Maybe you have your spouse is doing a job, your children are in school, and the timelines might not be as straightforward as that would be for an investor. So in this video, I will break down what are the additional requirements that you would be needing to fulfill when it comes to immigrating your family in addition to the business to Dubai, and then what are the steps involved in getting that successfully done. And I would also tell you the best approach that we take when we are moving our clients to Dubai with the family. So starting off with the requirements, there are four major considerations that you have to make. The first one is the additional documentary requirements, okay? So if you're planning to sponsor your spouse or your children on a family visa, the additional documents that we need is the marriage certificate and the birth certificate of the children. Those certificates have to be attested by the UAE Embassy in the country of origin. So if you have your children being born in Canada and their birth certificates is also from Canada, then you need to get those birth certificates attested by the UAE Embassy in Canada. However, it's not just one attestation. There are 4 attestations involved in getting this done. So if you take that birth certificate directly to the UAE Embassy in Canada, they're not going to attest it for you. What happens is the first you get it attested by whatever your local municipality or whatever your local authorities are who are involved in issuing the birth certificate. Then you take that birth certificate to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Foreign Office of your own country. Let's say the Foreign Office of Canada. Once the Foreign Office of Canada has attested that birth certificate or the marriage certificate, that's the point where you can submit that to the UAE Embassy in Canada. And once that is done, you ship those documents to us, and then we get it attested by the Foreign Office of UAE. So all in all, 4 attestations are required to get a document valid, and the attested marriage certificate or the attested birth certificates, they're important because we use them to issue a family visa. Without that, we cannot issue that. So that's the first step. So you have started to plan to move to Dubai. I think this is the step that you should just put it into process. Even if it's 6 months from now, 12 months from now, when the time is right, you're not struggling to get these things done. So that's the first documentary requirement. Now, I do get some clients who have a partner, but they're not married, so they don't have a marriage certificate, or they're married under a religious law, but not under the civil law, and they don't have a local marriage certificate. In this case, you are not able to issue a spouse visa to your partner. And what we do is we just issue an additional partner visa or an investor visa or an employee visa to your other half as well. So that's one thing that you need to be mindful of. Now, the documentary requirement was the first one when it comes to immigrating the family. The second requirement is for you to have your own visa as well, because you are going to be the main sponsor of your family. How we do that is, of course, we set up the free zone company. We issue you the investor visa. That investor visa is valid for 2 years, and that investor visa gives you the opportunity to sponsor your children, your spouse, and in some cases your parents and siblings as well, if you fulfill the requirements. However, the second requirement to make sure that we can issue your family visas is to have your residence visa first. And I want to touch upon it at a later stage when we will be discussing timelines in this video, because if you think that you can come with your family to Dubai and start the process from scratch, it's not that we will be able to process all your family visas in one go, because first we have to issue you the residence visa, and that only then we can start the process for your family. So the first requirement is the document attestation. The second requirement is the residence visa for yourself. So the next requirement is the proof of address. Once you are done with your own residency process, once we have issued you the investor visa and you have your Emirates ID, at that point you can go and rent an apartment for your family. It can be a 1-bedroom, it can be a studio, it can be a 2-bedroom apartment. But we would need the rental agreement, the tenancy contract for that apartment in order for us to issue the family visas for your spouse and children. Without a proof of long-term residency in UAE, you are not eligible to issue or apply for family visas. So that's one more key requirement. And then I would say the final one is, of course, to issue the residence visa for your family itself. So once we have the attested documents, once we have your residency visa issued, and once we have the tenancy contract, that's the point where we go and apply for the residence visas for your family, for your children, for your spouse. And then, of course, they go through the process of medical, biometric, and then we issue them as well the 2-year Emirates ID and the 2-year residence visa. So these are the minimum requirements that we have to meet so that we can ensure that we are easily able to complete the immigration process for your family. However, I want to touch upon what sort of timelines are we looking at in order to complete this whole process. And, we can say you and your family are all UAE residents. What is the timeline that looks like? Okay. So the first thing is we need to set up the free zone company for you. This will happen while you're in your home country. Once the free zone company has been set up, we issue you the entry permit to come to Dubai on a business visa and get your local residency done. So after that, you can travel to Dubai. You don't have to travel with your family, by the way. You can come alone. And probably that's one of the best approach that we also take for our clients, that you don't have to rush the immigration process of the whole family in one go, because that can put a lot of stress on your system and on your planning as well. So once your residency visa is issued, you can of course come with your family to look around, to have a feel of the city, to search for apartments and stuff. But in the initial stage of the processing, you will come to Dubai and on the entry permit, and then we will take you to the medical center, to the biometric center, and issue you the residence visa. It comes 1 week, within the first week that you land into Dubai. The next week is when you get your Emirates ID. And then you have the option, either if you have not come with the family, you can move back to Dubai, to wherever your home country is. And then we can plan a next visit where we will issue you the entry visas for your family. And then you can come with the family and then process your family residence visa in the same manner. So we divide that into 2 parts. Maybe you come for yourself in January and then you come with your family in March or April or June. However, if you have come on your first visit with the family to have a look and feel of the city, and then you want to move towards the immigration process for your family right after we have issued you the residence visa, then what we are going to do is you are going to search for an apartment. Once you have the Emirates ID, you can rent that apartment, submit them your checks. And this is an important aspect as well, that you must apply and receive a personal bank account with checkbooks, and it takes an additional 1 week from the time that you have your residence visa, additional 1 week to get your checkbook ready, because once you have your checkbook ready, that's the time that you can give your post-dated checks to the landlord and receive your tenancy contract. And at that point, when we have the tenancy contract, we take the tenancy contract, we take the attested birth certificate and the marriage certificate, and then we go to the immigration department, we issue you their entry permit, we do the visa status change, and then we issue them the residence visa. And that can take an additional 1 week to 10 days from the time that we have received your Emirates ID and your tenancy contract. So all in all, in terms of the timeline, 30 days is what we are looking for while you're in your home country to issue you the company and the residence visa. Once you come to Dubai, we are looking at 2 weeks until we issue you the residency and your Emirates ID. Once your Emirates ID is issued in Dubai, you can expect additional 1 week to get your bank account ready. So it's 3 weeks in Dubai minimum. And once you have the bank account ready, at that point, you can rent apartment almost on the same day. And then from there onwards, we need 10 days to complete the residence visa for your family. So to round it off, 1 month in your home country and then almost 5 weeks in Dubai while we are going to get everything done for your family. It's up to you if you want to combine everything in one trip. I do see clients benefit a lot if they come on their own and they do all their residencies by themselves. They search for the apartment, they have the setup ready, they go back, and then they bring the family. It just reduces the pressure, it reduces the stress, it helps you plan better. Because if you have failed to work on a key document, if you have missed some timelines that you were supposed to do, then it brings on additional stress on you, that now you have to fast track the processes, maybe pay extra fee. And and naturally, if you're moving a country with a family, with children, there could be instances where you are forgetting some key steps, some key processes that can either cost you time or cost you money at a later stage. So that's the best approach that I feel for my clients. However, we can structure it either way. Now, I want to close off the video with some key information on the family visa status itself. So all the visas that are issued to your family are valid for 2 years as well. And then, of course, they get their own Emirates IDs. And those visas are similar to your residence visa, have to be renewed at the end of every 2-year period. They're valid as long as your primary sponsorship visa is valid. So for some reason, you have to cancel your own residence visa. First, you have to either shift your family to another visa, or you have to cancel all your family visas, and then you are eligible to cancel your personal visa. That's it for today. I hope that you have liked the video, and if you do, then please subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. And I'll tell you, at SetupHero, on a regular basis, we work with family immigrations as well, and it becomes an even more important process because we need to ensure that everything goes smooth, everything goes accurate. You're not stuck in immigration, you're not stuck on airports with family because of some wrong documentation. So of course, the clients that choose to work with us, we put a lot of one-on-one care, we put a lot of due diligence in making sure that every step that we are taking, you are exactly aware of what needs to be done, what is going to happen, so that we avoid any costly mistakes, to make sure that your family can get the smoothest possible transition. It's not easy to move countries just for yourself, and it becomes an even bigger challenge when you're moving with a family. Definitely a good local support, let's say from SetupHero, can help you smooth and ease out the process a lot. So if you want to work with me, you can click on the link below, book a one-on-one call with me or my team, and we can assess how we can help you best and what would be the best solutions in your situation. And then hopefully we can work together. So I wish you the best of luck, and I see you on the next video.